Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Virtual Touring Car Cup Season number 2, Round 1 here at Silverstone. My name is Chris Buxton and I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's race, and I cannot wait to get this season back underway. The first one was amazing and this one is due to be even better. Right, the qualifying is underway, as you can hear in the background, but before we go through that and have an introduction on who we have got this evening, let's have a quick rundown of how the VTCC works for those that didn't see the first season. Any newcomers, we always welcome along. Also, there are some subtle changes from last season. So it is a touring car specific season for Project Cars 2. 8 events over 11 weeks from November through to the new year. 3 by 15-minute races per event, excluding round number 5, which is a single 60-minute endurance event. Pro and Am class this time are split into separate lobbies, so rather than everybody bundled into the same place, that's partly due to help the Am class not get absolutely mullered, but just to help them develop a little bit, and also there were too many. We had such an outpouring of new signings that we needed to split them, so the Pros and Ams will have their own separate events, all in the same stream. But I will explain that as we go. So live stream commentary, of course, as hosted by myself. Facebook and Instagram reach benefits for all drivers. So we are here. Round number 1 is the National Circuit of Silverstone. We are Watkins Glen, next to Mount Hockenheimring. For round 3, then Bannock Bray, one of my favourite circuits. Then Dubai International, Brands Hatch GP, Suga, that's going to be interesting, and Donington Park. Here is the spotters guide for the pro contingent. The returning champion of Alex Jameson is with us, and then a lot of familiar names and some new ones mixed in there as well. Brad O'Nions, Rory Grassi, Aaron Lars, Stuart Neal, Colin Dunn, Jason Powell is a new name who was very, very quick in the preceding practice session. Brendan Van Heeden. Hopefully his luck and connection holds out much better than it did before. Mark Burton, new name to these parts. Welcome to you. Nick Bailey, Jay Daniels, our interim Clio Cup champion, beat me by only a few points. Not that I'm bitter, not at all. David Moll, a new contingent from Germany. Welcome to you. Toby Owen, the captain of the ship, the man that is steering this vessel forwards. Miles Dixon returns to us. Andrew Gellone, one of the few contenders to Alex Jameson's crown last time out. Mark Kelly, Carl Benson, Daniel Toth, another new name, Gary Cooper, and Quintin, hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Chauvito. So welcome to you all. In the Am class, Alice Hughes, welcome to you, a newcomer to these parts. The kinky one, that's what he wanted to be referred to as everyone else is using their full name. That's slightly unusual, but we'll see how that works. Carl Alden returns, Adam Davies, Tobias Eriksson, a new name, welcome to you. Mark Holmes, Sean Morton, Matt Webb, Kev Straw, Harry Quinn, Andrew Whitehead, Mark Harrison, Byron, it is Byron, not Brian, beg your pardon, Zimmerman, so welcome to you. Chris Callahan, McRae Williams, Adam Bent, Kiki Mack, another new name, Tom Hutchins, Finley Swarbrick, and Ollie Sy. Shout out as well to Finley Swarbrick, Kev Straw, and Kiki Mack. They are streaming their own perspectives of tonight's festivities. So if you want to see from a driver's perspective, those are the 3 places to which to go. Right, let's have the on-track action, shall we? Enough of the pictures and what have you. So who have we got and who is qualified where? As you can see, it's a little bit moist out there at the realms of Silverstone. It's British weather. Of course it's going to be wet. Let's be honest about this. Also, apologies, I do have a cold, so I will try my best not to snivel and sniff and splutter, but I can't guarantee that I'll be able to restrain that all night long. I will do my best, though. Andrew Gillone, currently at the top of the street. There he is. Also, everyone needs running this custom liveries as far as I can see. And very strong contingent in the Renaults this time. There's whilst all 4 of the touring car class cars were available to our drivers, only 2 of them have been used, the Renault and the BMW. And 75%, give or take, is Renault, which is going to be very, very interesting to see how that transpires. We've got no Mercs and we have got no Astras. So it's either going to be front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. It's either going to be Renault or BMW. So Andrew Gellone at the top of the tree with a 1-1-3. Mark Kelly, one of the new names to this particular series. The cameraman is very much struggling for some reason to keep up. There he is. The Go Bobby livery car. Aaron Large returns to us. Yes, there he is in the lemon flavoured, I think I refer to him as. Oh, really chucking that into left field. Very nice. It really is the best way to manhandle that car in the wet conditions. Gummy Bear, Brandon Van Heeden. He's in the pits at the moment, so there he is in the Renault. Welcome to you, the champion. Oh, now that's a bright livery, all right. We'll see you coming. Interesting that Jameson was very, very dominant in the BMW last time out and has gone, as you can quite clearly see, for the Renault. Wetter than an otter's pocket. Like that, Francis. Thank you very much. And Gela Team Kato, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Welcome to you, Frederick, in the chats. Toby Owen, he is leading the way again. He's at the top of the tree. I do like that livery on the Renault. That does look very nice. Roy Grassi, he's running Gary Cooper's livery, it would seem. That's either by mistake or he's in the Cooper Motorsport camp. Now, there are teams that are involved. They're a little bit uneven at the moment. Not every team has 4 drivers within it. They can have up to 4 drivers across the 2 categories. So they can have 3 in the pros and 1 in the AM, or other way around, or all 4 in one category if they so choose to. There is Gary Cooper, speaking of, running the red livery. There is a bit of a difference. You can see Roy Grassi at the bottom of the shot. He's just gone out at the bottom of the shot. There he is with the white flash over the bonnet, and you can see Gary Cooper's is all red with the white flash over the roof. So each team can have up to 4 drivers. It's the top 2 that score irrespective of which category. So if a team had 3rd and a 6th in Pro and a 4th in AM, they'd be counted as 3rd and 4th. Jason Powell, as mentioned, new name around these parts. I've heard of Nick and Eddie Powell in the Classic Sports Car Club. I'm not sure if Jason is a relative. In that very distinctive, I say very distinctive, they're all quite distinctive, but that lovely black and orange patchwork Renault. Mark Burton. Oh, that's Jay Daniels going for a bit of a wander right behind. I like that colour scheme on Mark Burton's BMW. Quentin Chauvito, I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. That's quite a unique name. Welcome to you in the Renault, just crossing the line with the 102.6. Stu Neal running the plain livery, so no specified livery for us, Stu. New name to these parts. Welcome to you. Jay Daniels, he's actually jumped back to the pits. That's not Jay's car. That is Jay's car. I can't really see it. It's the blue and orange livery car. If I remember rightly, it mimics his real-life racing car. Colin Dunn, Mr. Fishwick. He's forgotten to change his name, but never mind. He has at least put the 3-letter abbreviation in. I remember you, sir. Good to see Colin back with us. David Moll, I believe, is from Germany. Certainly one of our new names is from Germany. I believe it was David Moll. What a cracking Renault livery that is. Brennan Irons, we saw him briefly in the Clio Cup. That was in between seasons 1 and 2. He represented Pulse. And Miles Dixon. Good to see him back with us as well. He's also with the Pulse livery on the Renault. Oh, excuse me. Now, I did turn a few laps with our competitors earlier on. He was actually in the dry when I was practicing with them, and they were getting sub 1 minute lap times. So that just goes to show you how tricky these conditions are. Here's Andrew Gillan just come out of the pits in the Scottish flavoured BMW. I've forgotten again. He reminded me. He reminded me who this is in homage to. There's a BTCC, a Scottish BTCC racer that this livery is in homage to, and I forgot. He told me in practice, and I've forgotten again. Such is my memory. I apologise for that, Mr. Gillan. I'm sure he will enjoy reminding me of that later. Wow, look at the spray flying off the wheels. It is a little bit tricky out there for our competitors. So, oh, yeah, there we go. Lots of slidey ways going on for Andrew Gillan. Very nicely done there. Mark Kelly in second. That's a couple of tenths off the back of Gillan. Aaron Large, nicely done, up to third place. 1-2 flat for Aaron. That's a lot of traffic, though. That is not what you want in these conditions. And again, look at the amount of opposite lock that Aaron's putting it in there. Now, the time of day is about today, so it's also cold. Grip is going to be at a premium. We only have a handful of BMWs, and they're all together. There's Gillan, there's Large, and that right behind is one of our newcomers. Not Powell. I'm trying to remember who it was. Not Chauvetot. I can't remember who the next BMW was, I'm afraid. I will get used to the colours again. Apologies for not memorising them. They will come to me as the season goes on. Oh wow, Aaron Large getting quite slidey ways. And there's his Gillone. Look at that. It's just, you'll see that with the BMWs. They just need to get the tail out in order to get the best out of them. Does he improve? 1013. I can't imagine he will, because he set that time early on, as most of our competitors did, as someone parked on the start-finish line there. And the track conditions have just gotten worse and worse and worse. He's unlikely to improve on that. That's wandering wide through Copse and down to the cut through, which cuts out Maggots and Beckett and then reappears after Aintree. But you just start to go through Maggots, and there's the cut through that bypasses Beckett's and reappears at Aintree, like so. And all the way up to Brooklands, round Luffield, through Woodcote, and to the start-finish line. Also bearing in mind it's the old start-finish line that we use because we bypassed the current one. I say current one, you know, the one that Formula 1 uses. Brendan Van Heeden is our lead. I think he's our lead. No, beg your pardon. Mark Kelly is our lead front-wheel drive car driver. That's the lead Renault man. 1016. I'm not seeing any particular changes in the times. I think the track conditions are too soggy for that now. Now, as I mentioned to the fact that we have the Pro and Am contingents, yes, we do, but they're not joined together this time. This is the Pro lobby. They are starting proceedings this week. Now, the AMs will start their qualifying pretty much when this qualifying session ends. So by the time that we've done race 2, so races 1 and 2 for the Pros, we will then head over to give some airtime to the AM contingent. We will see their race 2, jump back over for race 3 for the Pros, and then finish off with race 3 for the AMs. And next week, we will swap that round. Checker flag is out. Alex Guinnone is going very slowly along the Wellington Straight, so he is not going to improve from that already impressive 101.358. There is Mark Kelly, slicing his way through the water. Swimming his way through the water, you could also argue. Pardon me. And wow, Aaron Large in the background, giving it plenty of sideways. I think I already know the answer to this, but over the line comes Mark Kelly. Does he improve? I highly doubt it. Through no disrespect, it's just there's not a chance you're going to improve on a very good time in these conditions. Aaron Large does not improve that 1021. Gary Cooper, what can you do? 102.459 is your time. Didn't quite see who that was. I think it was Brad O'Nine's ahead of him. No improvement for Gary. Jason's already finished. Mark Burton. It was the Rogue BMW I couldn't identify earlier. And Miles Dixon was also running but has retired his car. So it's Andrew Gillone and Mark Kelly on the front row for race number 1. Aaron Large and Brendan Van Heeden in second. He's decided to use his username as his surname. Bless him, he couldn't. He wasn't entirely sure I would recognise him from his username or remember he was indeed Gummy Bear, so he's decided to go with both. Alex Jameson, our champion, starts in 5th in the Renault alongside Toby Owen. A cracking result for Toby. Starting on row 3, Roy Grassi and Gary Cooper. On row 4, Jason Powell and Mark Burton. Row 5, Quentin Chauvetot and Stu Neal. In row 6, Jay Daniels and Colin Dunn. In row 7, wow, Jay Daniels all the way down there in 13th. David Moll and Brad O'Niens take on row 8 and Miles Dixon at the tail of the field. Very different conditions, as you can see, for the race. Again, that's British weather for you. And all the water would have vanished, so they don't have to dry the track out. It already will be. And you can quite clearly see no one's got their windscreen wipers running. And it's cloudy, but should remain dry for the session. Now, I'm just going to double check what the weather, as it was announced. So it was light rain, believe it or not, that was light rain we just went through, and it's heavy cloud now. So the temperatures won't be very high, which might upset the BMWs a bit more than the Renaults. So that's going to be interesting to see how well Andrew Gillone and Mark Kelly, well, particularly Aaron Large, as he's in the second BMW, handles that one. And then it's going to be medium cloud for race 2 and overcast and rain for race number 3. So, again, mixed conditions. Both lobbies running exactly the same. But of course, we won't be able to see the AM contingent. We're hoping to have 2 streams for future races. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get hold of a second streamer for the AM lobby, just so that both sides get equal representation. Everybody has their chance of some spotlight time. So in this phase, people have a chance to make any alterations. They're fixed setups, so the alterations are very, very few. And it is time for everybody to ready up, which they have done. Right then, it is time for race number 1 to get the season underway. Wind them up and let them go. Who is going to be bravest on the brakes? Who is going to handle the wheel spin properly? Oh, that's a big move from the BMW in the back. Jay Daniels in the middle. Here comes Gellone through the first turn. Aaron Lodge up to second. He's had a cracking start over Mark Kelly as we come through turn 1, which is Cops. In this layout, everybody seems to have made it through okay. So far, so good. Andrew Gillone already getting a bit of distance. Whoa, that's Kelly going very, very deep. Brendan Van Heeden in 4th position, fending off the champion. Oh, that's a big twitch from Alex Jameson. He's gone off the road. He's going to be losing positions. He's already down to 9th. Well. It didn't look like there was contact there. But, cold tyres, it's a cold day as well. I did say traction would be at a bit of a premium, and that's Gary Cooper that's gone deep, coming into Brooklands. My, oh my, it is all the door banging, all the fighting going on. There's Mark Burton in 7th position, trying to work his way through the field. Oh no, that was Roy Grassi. We just saw going very, very slowly. As Mark Burton is he going to try and go through the middle of Toby Owens and Jason Powell. Oh no, who's that that's flipping through the air? Oh my goodness, it's Stuart Neal. Stu Neal's had a huge incident. We didn't see how that started. We certainly saw how it ended. The Renault absolutely destroyed. Oh no, Roy Grassi now down to the tail of the field. Oh, that's Jay Daniels is off. Jay Daniels has gone for a spin. Oh my goodness me. Oh, I think the stewards may have something to say. Wow, Jason Powell really getting the tail out of the Renault. But up front, where's Gillone gone? Gillone's down to 14th. Completely missed that one with the action already going on. Gillone's had an incident and finds himself in 14th place. My goodness. What's happened there? The car looks alright, so I think he's just had a spin. Well. So Aaron Large leaves Mark Kelly, leaves Brandon Van Heeden and Alex Jameson in 4th. Toby Owen in 5th. Gary Cooper in 6th place with Quentin Choto in 7th, Brandon Irons 8th, Miles Dixon 9, as we just saw the death of a braking board, and Mark Burton in 10th position. Wow, what a crazy start there's been. Jason Powell is in the pits. Oh dear, that's not good. So already track limit penalties are cropping up. We'll have a look at what those are very shortly. Andrew Gillone all the way down there, our pole man, down in 13th. He's already made it 1. That is Colin Dunn. He's just wanted to wait by. He's got a warring Roy Grassi and David Mull right ahead of him. My goodness. Absolutely crazy. But Aaron Large is not hanging around either. He's getting into the 58 lap times now. He's not got anyone to fight with. Although, in fairness, Mark Kelly's only a second behind, so that may not stay that way for too long. Let's see what he can do. There is Jameson watching on intently as Mark Kelly and Brendan Van Heeden have their scrap for 2nd position. How many laps is it to the time limit? It is the latter. It's a 15-minute race. Has how many laps as they can squeeze in that time. There's Toby Owen. Who was that was around? It was Gary Cooper that's just made the move. Nice move on the inside of Cops to move up into 5th position. Right behind him is Quinton Joto and Brad O'Nyers. Brad has just managed to nose ahead with the Pulse sports car. There was impact there. Oh no, Quinton's been forced onto the grass. Can he keep that one? Oh, well recovered. Managed to avoid slamming into the side of anybody as he was forced onto the grass. Again, the stewards may well be forced to look at that one. Gillone up to 11th now. Oh, and we can see at the bottom of the shot there, that's Miles Dixon and Quinton Joto still having their fight as they come into Brooklands and now into Luffield. Miles has managed to get that 8th position. There is Mark Burton now with the veteran of Andrew Gillone right on his tail. Well. I wish I'd seen what had happened to Andrew, but the car looks intact, so it may well be just making a rare mistake. Goodness me. My voice may not necessarily hold at the end of the night, but what a way for it to go. That's from Mark Burton. That wasn't the car I was aiming for. It was Gillone that I was looking to get on board with. As we just saw, that looked like Miles Dixon that was going for a bit of an exploratory route through Copse. Is Gillone going to make a dive on the inside of the cut-through? No, he does. Well seen by Mark Burton. Oh, Mark just I think he just got grip at a time that he wasn't quite expecting. Tiny little tap there, no harm done. Let's look at the bonnet cam of Jameson, who's sort of squiggly coming into Brooklyn. So was Brendan Van Heeden. Massive amount of sideways going on there in the Renault. But all the top four, all in the 58s. Jameson quickest of the four. No, he's really beginning to find his stride, but that bad qualifying already going against him. As he just can't seem to get the necessary pace. Well, pace difference, I should say, between himself and Brendan Van Heeden. Although I say that, he's had a great run coming through Copse. Is he going to try and make a move on Brendan? He did seem to have the overspeed on him, but no, it's Van Heeden and Mark Kelly side by side again as they come into the cut through. But did Brendan make the move stick? He did. Brendan Van Heeden up into second place on the outside of the cut through. Nicely done. At the bottom of the shot there we see Gary Cooper and Toby Owen having their, well, there's battles everywhere as you would imagine. Oh, Jameson having a look on the inside coming into Brooklands, but no, not enough pace there. So we switch to Gillone. Look at this. Two lots of side-by-sides. Two pairs of side-by-sides, I should say. Oh, that is... who's that that's getting squiggly? That wasn't Mark Burton. He was Quinton Chauvetot. Oh, again, door banging between the two and they're off. But that's Chauvetot and Mark Burton off. That's given Andrew Gillone another couple of places. Here comes David Moll. That's why I was getting confused, because I thought that that lovely livery on David Moll's car is indeed on two of them. Miles Dixon is now with Brad O'Nias for 7th place. Just like cut away there, I think it was Jay Daniels making a move on Mark Burton as well. Goodness me. You have to forgive me, I am going to have to take a drink. I try not to do it midstream, but as I have got a stinking cold, so bear with. Oh, pardon me. Right. Oh, wow. Jameson putting all the pressure on Mark Kelly for that third spot. Mark's gone a little bit too deep into left field. Opportunity for Alex Jameson, but did Mark Kelly manage to get the overspeed coming out of left field? Alex Jameson's going to have the inside still side by side. Mark Kelly's not giving up on that one. Now coming into Copse, they've come over the line again. Alex Jameson has the inside line. I think Mark Kelly knew that one wasn't going to go well if he tried to contest it. And that is third position for Alex Jameson. Nicely done indeed. As Brendan is trying his best to close in on Aaron Large, but Aaron has been flying up front in the BMW. Still getting into the mid-58s. Nicely done. Andrew Gillone, despite the fact that he's in all this battling, he's still getting into the sub-59s himself, as he has now got Miles Dixon and Brad O'Nias right ahead of him. The Pulse Sim Sports pair are having their own fight for 7th position, but Gillone doesn't really want to be involved in it. Well, I'm sure Gillone wants to fly past it as Miles tries to get on the inside of Brad O'Nias. Here comes Gillone! Oh, what a move by the BMW on the outside. Excuse me. Going through Brooklands. Well, that was brilliantly played by Andrew Gillone there as Brad O'Nias was out of position. Gillone just capitalised on it and into 7th position he went. He's really piling the pressure on Miles Dixon for 7th place. I suspect that battle has got some way to go. Just checking in on the top 4. Mark Kelly is losing time against well, the top 4 are fairly spread out, as you can see. There's Brad O'Nias on the bonnet cam of... Well, actually, we'll go on board with the Renault. Oh, wow, Gillone's got a great run coming from the cut-through. Now along the Wellington Straight in the slipstream of Miles Dixon. He's going to bounce like that on the inside of Brooklands. No, he knows better than that. But Miles Dixon has locked up. Oh, goodness me. So as Dixon locked up, Andrew Gillone nearly slammed into the side of him, because as Miles Dixon was slamming on the brakes, the tail just got completely away from the Renault. So well driven by Gillone. And Brad O'Nias looked like he was going to try and capitalise on that, but didn't quite go Brad's way. But no impact between any of them. Very nicely driven indeed slightly further back. Oh, is that trouble there? No, not entirely certain. As we jump to Jay Daniels, he's not having a good time. 1-9, mind you, neither's Mark Burton in that heavily damaged BMW. As they are fighting with, that is Jovito and David Moll, having an argument for 10th place. They swing through the cut through onto the Wellington straight once again. There up the road is Brandon Irons, who has had an incident of some. He's made a mistake of some description because he was right with. He was actually right with Andrew Gillone, who's just overtaken Miles Dixon for 7th place. That right ahead of them is Toby Owen. So Toby's had a problem of some, or he's been more steady. I suspect he's made a mistake. Let's see what the lap times are when they cross the line this time. No, 59.4. It's just Gillone with a 58.4. One of the quickest. In fact, he was the quickest on the road. Oh no, Brandon Irons! What's happened to Brandon Irons? He's made a mistake and he's lost a whole load of positions. Oh no, he's going to slam into the back of Mark Burton. Manages to catch it, but he hit the back of Mark Burton. Whether Mark was a little bit slower than Brad was anticipating, not entirely certain there. Jay Daniels side by side as they're coming into Maggots and then into the cut through. Brad's going to have the inside line. Jay Daniels are going to have to try again to try and get out of that 13th position. There's Colin Dunn with Roy Grassi. They haven't had the greatest time in today's race. By them, Stu Neal we saw flying through the air and shedding various body parts. Jason Powell, I mean, he's in the 58s as well and is stone dead last with people coming past to lap him. That is absolutely tragic. He was one of the quickest in practice. Jameson and Van Heeden. We've seen these two cross swords once or twice last season, and here we go again. Less than 4 minutes to go. Oh, bit of a lock up there from Jameson. So come into the cut through. And that up the road, I think, is Stuart Neal. But he won't be in anyone's way just yet. There comes Jameson. He's been in the slipstream of Brendan Van Heeden. He's going to go to the inside of Brooklands. Can he get it done? Big lock up again from the number 3. And no, Alex Jameson can't quite get it done. Well driven from both of these guys. These two are inhumanely quick. And Jameson continues to pile the pressure on Brendan Van Heeden, but that is allowing Aaron Lars just to continue to extend that gap up front. Just 2 seconds now with 3 minutes on the clock. It's going to be about 3-ish laps. Well, as you can see, they're just under a minute a lap, so probably 4 laps to go. Look at this pack here. If we jump back to Jay Daniels, look at this lot. That is 9th to 13th in this one long train of Shobito, Moll, Burton, O'Nions and Daniels. Jay Daniels is not having a good time. There in the background, would you believe, is Jason Powell, who set, again, one of the fastest laps of that one of the fastest times of that previous lap. If I can get the right words out in the right order. Again, another lockup from Alex Jameson. I know from the spectators cam the lockup is sometimes exaggerated. There does seem to be a lot of them from the champion. There's still several races of the season to go, though. Well, of the night, I should say, to go, let alone of the season. Long way to go yet. Here comes Aaron Large, catching to the back of Stuart Neal. I'd imagine Stuart is going to obey the blue flags, although it is rather twisty. It looks like he's pulled over. He's actually pulled onto the mud. Right behind. Yep, he's got it done as Jameson. He's on the outside. You can't see him from that camera angle. And Brendan's going to have the inside line. Can he re-overtake Alex Jameson? Answer is yes, he can. That battle is not done, but of course Brendan's sacrificed his exit speed from the cut through. Surely now this is Alex Jameson's opportunity. Over to the defensive line goes Brendan Van Heeden, and he's going to try and use Stuart Neal as a bit of a boxing technique, and he does successfully defend that particular move. Jameson switches to the outside. You're never in a month of Sunday he's going to do an outside manoeuvre around Luffield. And back in line goes Alex Jameson. Stuart Neal trying to mind his own business as these two once again roar through. Woodcote over the line once again. Is Jameson going to try and make a move on the inside of Cops? He's alongside. Oh, again. Jameson knew that one probably wasn't going to come off and backed out of it just enough to let Brendan take the racing line. And absolutely unbelievable driving from both of them, doing brilliantly well. to maintain this kind of level of toing and throwing, punching and counter-punching, and still not come together. Greatly done. Gary Cooper and Mark Kelly are having an argument for 4th place. Gary was a few turns... there's Andrew Gillone! So from falling to 14th position, and now up to 6th place in the BMW. Oh no, Brad O'Nions is in the pits again. Oh dear. In these 15-minute races, if you're having to come into the pits, you are in for a long day. With only 20 seconds left, that is going to spell the end of Brad's race. Here comes Alex Jameson again. The checker flag is about to come out. Aaron Large. Oh, someone is... that's probably Brad O'Nions getting away from his pit boss. So I could hear someone's engine revs very, very low. Yep, it was indeed Brad O'Nions. And Brad O'Nions has left the session. So, well, he was outside of the points, so I can understand points from 1st to 15th in this series. Oh, that is so close between Jameson and Brendan Van Heeden. The checker flag is out. So it is all or nothing, do or die now for our competitors. Stu Neal at the back of at the top of the shot, trying to stay out of people's way. As into Brooklands once again for the final time in race number 1. Aaron Lars lost a bit of time to this warring duo, but not enough to cost him the lead. As out of Luffield they come for the final time. Your winner in race number 1 in the Pro Lobby is this man, Aaron Large. What a way to start the season. Nicely done. Brendan Van Heeden fends off the advances of Alex Jameson for 2nd. Great effort there for the champion to come home in 3rd. Mark Kelly, great debut in the season for 4th. Gary Cooper is actually elevated to 5th. I didn't even get a chance to check the penalties. So Andrew Gillode's elevated up to 5th because of the penalties that are currently being distributed. So Gillode 5th, Miles Dixon 6th, Toby Owen dropped to 7th place, Gary Cooper dropped to 8th. Goodness me, that's Mark Burton over the line. Look at that lot. Goodness me, Mark Burton 9th, David Moll 10th, Quinton Chauvetot, although he was the lead of that particular trio, due to penalties he's been dropped to 11th. Jay Daniels in 12th. Didn't expect to be saying that. Didn't even get a chance to read the rest. Oh, a screen freeze. Oh no, for Andrew Gillone is what saw him plummet through the field. And still, it looks like Mr. Gillone got the fastest lap of the race. Very nicely done. So there we go. Confirmation of the race results. Aaron Large from Brendan Van Heeden, from Alex Jameson 1, 2 and 3. Then Mark Kelly, Andrew Gillone, Miles Dixon, Toby Owen, Gary Cooper, Mark Burton, David Moll, Quinton Chauvetot, Jay Daniels, Roy Grassi, Colin Dunn, Stu Neal, Jason Powell, and sadly Brad O'Nions didn't see the flag. Whew, what a crazy, crazy race we have just seen. But it does not end there. Race number 2 is a random grid race. So we won't have to wait long for race number 2 to get underway. It is as soon as the lobby host, which is Toby Owen in this case, hits the button to get underway. He may well be checking in with our AM lobby host to see how they're getting on. Make sure everything for them is going to plan, as that is a separate lobby. We will be heading over to the AM contingent after they have had their race number 1. That is the one that we won't get to see, unfortunately. So as soon as we are ready to go, we will get this second race underway. I was going to double check. No one made themselves available to chat just yet. That's absolutely fine. We wouldn't want to do the driver interviews until after all races are concluded, but just in case anybody wanted to have a quick chat, they could have done. So still waiting for the lobby to be started. We'll be back with you very, very shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to race number 2 for our pro contingent for the VTCC series number 2. Right, let's get rid of those images. We are loading into the lobby. So this is a random grid. Whoever is present are going to be dumped into a position that the lobby sees fit. And it's Mark Kelly on the front. Oh, with Stuart Neal. Now, this will be interesting if he's able to redeem from his very, very dramatic issues that he's had. We've only got 17. We've lost one, and that is Prado 9, sadly, has had a technical trouble and not able to return. Roy Grassi and Colin Dunn. Oh, what a mixture up front. Alex Jameson in 5th again. So that's amazing that he's managed to get the same position twice. Once by qualifying and once by random. And Gary Cooper in, so we can't see anything from here. Let's go for that view. In 6th position on row number 3. And David Moll and Mark Burton, newcomers, take on row number 4. Toby Owen and Brendan Van Heeden in row number 5. Jason Powell and Quentin Jovito in row number 6. Jay Daniels and Aaron Large, the race winner, in row 7. And Andrew Gillon on the back row with Miles Dixon. Well, Andrew did have that screen freeze that sent him towards 14th position in the first race. So he has had some practice in working his way through the field. That cameraman is drunk. He is wiggling around all over the place. Let's not give ourselves any kind of motion sickness. So you've got to go some way back before you find a runner, before you find a BMW, rather. Yeah, you've got to go all the way back to Mark Burton in 8th place. Right then, never mind about that. Race number 2, it is time to wind them up and let them go. Who's going to be bravest on the race? You can already see Andrew Gillon trying to go through the middle of the pack towards the back. Oh, there goes Jameson trying to make a move. And he's already up to 4th. He's nailed Colin Dunn coming into the first turn. Mark Kelly leads Stu Neal, leads Roy Grassi, leads Alex Jameson. They stream their way down towards the cut through for the first time in anger. Oh, big slide there for Mark Kelly, but nicely held. Stu Neal's got all the pressure on his little shoulders. And look at the... Wow, Roy Grassi had an absolutely storming run on the inside of the cut through, and he is dragging Alex Jameson with him. On the inside, can Stu Neal do anything about it? He's going to have the inside line for Brooklands, but Roy Grassi's going to have the overspeed. Oh, Stu Neal's having none of that. Very nicely done. There's Gary Cooper nearly slamming into the back of Alex Jameson right behind them. Done. It's big sideswiped by David Moll for 6th position. Right behind him is Brendan Van Heeden, Toby Owen. Then Jay Daniels, right behind him, Aaron Mart and Quinton Jovito. And Alex Jameson's lost a spot to Gary Cooper. That's 4th place. That's just changed hands. Nicely done, Gary Cooper on the inside of Woodcut. Nice. I'm assuming that Alex Jameson must have had a bad run out the exit of left field. It's really difficult to make a move like that on someone like Alex Jameson. Right behind him, David Moll on the under the rear wing of Colin Dunn. I don't know whether there was contact there to send Colin wide, but that's going to give surely 6th. Oh no, Jameson's down to 6th. What happened to him? He's had a bad run somewhere. Moll's ahead of him for 5th position. I'm assuming just Jameson was a bit deep. Right behind him, Brendan Van Heeden and Toby Owen. My goodness, Brendan's trying to split the ball. Oh no, big impact there. That's David Moll that's going all over the place. Oh my goodness me, Mark Burton is trying to kind of mind his own business. There's Gillo trying to make up positions as well. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That was rather clumsy. I hate to say it, but I think... Oh, big, huge impact. We'll come back to that in a minute. That's Colin Dunn that's been sent into orbit. He's sat stationary, as is Miles Dixon. Oh no, and Miles is out. Miles Dixon is out of the race. Colin's gotten going again. Brendan's now back down into 12th place. There's, oh no, Jason Powell again has been involved in some kind of major incident. But jumping back up towards the front. The top 5 still very good. Well, I say top 5's burst together. Actually, Alex Jameson's the one that isn't in that pack. There's Gary Cooper. Stu Neal has just gone over a penalty. Big slide coming into Brooklands. And Mark Burton as well, and Colin Dunn all get themselves track penalties almost at the same time. Impressive. There is Jay Daniels on the back of Toby Owen then. David Moll gets his name on the penalty board as well. Then a big pack here. There's Brendan Van Heeden on the back of Quintin Chobito, trying to make his way back through the field. That is for 11th position. Then ahead of them, David Moll on the back of Andrew Gillone, who's made his way up into 9th position. Just kind of steady progress for Gillone. He's been involved in an incident. That car has been reshapen. Gary Cooper's got the fastest lap, and Andy Jameson's now got the fastest sector one. Yep, you can see that that bonnet is not in the right shape on Gillone's car. That is David Moll on the inside of the BMW. 3 wide now as they come down the Wellington Straight. I mean, straight's big enough, but the corners aren't, so they're going to have to sort that out before they get down towards Brooklands again, and that's Colin Dunn into the pits. Oh, lots of shuffling around. Gillone's not prepared to give that up. Whoa, big move there from Mr. Gumtree himself, from Brendan Van Heeden. Can he get past the two? I've forgotten what team they are now, unfortunately. My memory's that bad. I think it's the Send It pair of Moll and I've forgotten who the other one is. Chobito, beg your pardon. Oh, Gillone trying to work his way through. Bit of a touch there. Oh, and that's someone killing one of the brake boards. My goodness. Oh, and that's someone's gone wide as Burton. That's Mark Burton, I think, with the shoving going on. Oh, Roy Grassi is challenging for the lead. Roy Grassi on Mark Kelly. After we watch from Alex Jameson's roof, we'll have a great ringside seat for everything going on. Grassi and Kelly side by side. Coming down towards Brooklands. Behind them, Gary Cooper. Behind them, Stu Neal. Stu now down into 4th place. As you see, Jameson is trying to get that car to rotate. And just kicking the tail out and planting the throttle when the nose is pointing roughly in the direction he wanted to go. And Gary Cooper now up into 2nd position. He's managed to make the move on Mark Kelly, or has he? Mark Kelly outside of Woodcote, trying to defend that 2nd position. Oh, Gary Cooper is allowing enough room to do so. Streaming down towards Cops again. Cooper with the inside line. Mark Kelly just about stops himself flying off into Narnia. And the top 5, less than a second apart. Roy Grassi, the only one with breathing space. Whoa, Jameson had to get out of that to not slam into the back of Mark Kelly. And just about avoids hitting the back of Stu Neal. Nicely done, but still no changes of position. My goodness. Then at the bottom of the shot there is Jay Daniels, now up to 6th position ahead of Toby Owen. With this top 5 still very closely contested. 3 wide coming down into Brooklands. Not quite. Neal holds on to 3rd position ahead of Mark Kelly. Well, sorry, he gained 3rd position from Mark Kelly. Let's again, we go on the bonnet cam of Alex Jameson. Nicely done from Stu Neal to wrestle that from Mark Kelly. Now Alex Jameson wanted to get involved in the action. I think he's just done what he needs to do, not to slam into anybody. Into oh, great move for Jameson. Can he get the momentum he needs? Oh, wow, he almost was sideswiped there from Mark Kelly. And Mark Kelly's lost 2. Oh, sorry, he's lost another one. And Jameson has gained 2 because he's had Stu Neal on the inside of the cut through. Nice move there from the champ. Up into 3rd place as Mark Burton gets another track limit penalty. Burton now down into 12th, getting a bit sideways in the BMW. There's Jason Powell reshaping his car. It looks more like a Ford car than it does a Renault Clio from that particular angle. There's Gillone, who's now up into 8th position, having overtaken. I don't know who they've actually overtaken because he was already ahead of Brandon Van Heeden. Quintin Chobito is right in there as well. That was David Moll, who's now fallen down behind his teammate of Quintin. Owen and Jay Daniels still fairly close together. Look at that shot that we've just seen. Jameson now leads that trio. Was that quintet that we were watching? That's now split into a 2 and a 3. But Mark Kelly and Stu Neal. Wow, Mark Kelly not hanging around on the inside of Maggots, or the first part of Maggots, to gain that 4th spot. To stay in touch with Alex Jameson. Does look like Jay Daniels has broken away from Toby Owen. And then that trio behind of Gillone, Brendan Van Heeden and Quintin Chobito, all scrapping for 8th place. Field behind them relatively spread out now. Aaron Large, goodness me, race 1 winner down in 14th position. Colin Dunn's been in the pits, and that's a very unhappy looking Renault, or was once upon a time a Renault. And we're only just over halfway in the race now. 7 minutes to go. And again, apologies for the snivelling. So it's the Cooper Motorsport Renaults up front. Grassi leading Gary Cooper. That's probably why Gary hasn't tried any damn moves on his teammate. Cooper Motorsport could be coming away with a 1-2 at this point in time, but you've got a lot of people right behind them to wanting to do something about it. Stu Neal not quite hanging on to the back of Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly also lost a little bit of time to Jameson. Jameson's got himself a track limit penalty. That's rare. So 1 for Jameson, 3 for Kelly, 2 for Stu Neal, 1 for Andrew Gillone. That's even more rare. Chauvetot 1, David Moll 4, Mark Burton 2, Jason Powell 2, and Colin Dunn 1. My goodness. Shows how hard they've been scrapping. Here it is, the Cooper Motorsport pair again, continuing their fight. I mean, they may well just decide to stay where they are. Mark Burton has claimed 11th from David Moll. That looked like an overtaking manoeuvre from Luffield through Woodcote. And the BMW continuing to make his way. This three-way fight is still going on. That's the nose cam of Quinton Chauvetot as he looks at Brendan Van Heeden and Andrew Gillone continuing their fight. And it does look like they're closing in on Toby Owen. Powell up to 12th, so that's another position lost for David Powell. Has he got damage to that car? Can't really see from that far back. There's Aaron Large looking to demote David Moll even further. The car looks like it's in the right shape. As he tries this maneuver. Oh no, he's going to bounce off of Jason Powell. There could well be damage to that car. And Stu Neal. What's happened here? I don't think anything. I beg your pardon, that's actually Jay Daniels catching the back of Stu Neal. Now that is the nature of random grids. You may well have people that are going to be surrounded by cars that are a bit quicker than they are. So Jay Daniels trying to wrestle that 5th position. Again, jumping to Chauvetot. Oh my goodness, Brendan Van Heeden looks like he's pushing Gillone through the cut through. Now onto the Wellington Straight as they continue to chase down Toby Owen. My goodness. We get on the view of Mr. Gumtree himself on camera. Oh, that's the one over there aiming for. And we know there's damage certainly to Gillone's car. Is there anything that we can see on Brendan's car? Brendan's car looks okay. I mean, it does have a very lively livery, so it's difficult to tell. What a scrap that's going on there with only 4 minutes to go. David Moll has that's Aaron Large that's losing time. Aaron should regain that particular position. That's Jason Powell in that mixture. So they're having their own battle for wooden spin avoidance, although Colin Dunn really much has that one tied down through the years since he's been involved with. Alex Jameson, less than a second from the top now. He's wanting to put the cat amongst the pigeons. Gary Cooper lost a huge amount of time, and I think Roy Grassi has just given that time back to him. Oh, Roy's waiting for him. That could really bite them hard if Jameson is able to get in amongst the Cooper Motorsport pair. Oh, well. As Aaron Large and David Moll continue their fight for 12th spot, we are looking now at the battle for the podium positions with Roy Grassi leading Gary Cooper with Alex Jameson right in that battle. 3 minutes remain. 3 laps to go. It depends when Roy Grassi crosses the line. It's likely to be 4 laps to go. And as you can see, Gary Cooper really getting that nose to pull the car through Copse Corner down towards Maggots. Into Maggots and then into the cut through. Jameson thinking about an outside manoeuvre coming into the cut through. Not really going to work. Although no one told Jameson that. He's going to try and get a run on the outside of the cut through. Tiny nudge on Gary Cooper. He won't really notice that. Side by side almost as they're coming down towards Brooklands. Gary Cooper's trying to shut the door. Just about manages it. Jameson returns to the racing line. No, you can't. Well, you can try to move around Brooklands, but you need to commit to it earlier than that. Into Luffield. Jameson doing everything he can to try and put Gary Cooper off his position, or certainly off his pace. And once it does look like Andrew Gillone has caught Toby Owen. With that wounded BMW who's now on the back of the Renault. He's wanting that 7th place. he sweeps through, you can see that bonnet is bent on the Scottish flavoured BMW. Jameson's fallen a little bit off the back of the Cooper Motorsport pair. Gary playing very much the defensive role for Roy Grassi. Now onto the Wellington Straight again. And it doesn't look like Jameson's going to be able to try anything from that far back. I've been proven wrong before. Gary covers the inside line into Brooklands anyway. Oh, Jameson, no. I think he's just wanted to agitate Gary Cooper. You're not realistically going to make a move stick on the outside of Luffield. But he's going to try and cut back underneath him. That's really realistically what he's trying to do. Gary Cooper can't close him off side by side as they come through Woodcote. Okay, Jameson's going to have the inside line. Tailgun's a little bit twitchy, but that should be second position to Alex Jameson. 2 to go. That is not what Roy Grassi wanted, but Gary Cooper's not given up on it yet. Side by side still to come through Cops. Gary Cooper is determined to regain the second, but he can't do it. Alex Jameson falls into line ahead of Gary Cooper as they come into Maggots for the penultimate time. Brilliantly done. Alex Jameson showing why he got that top spot last time out. And he's here to show that he can do it in the front-wheel drive car as he can in the rear-wheel drive car. Behind them, look at that. That is a battle for fourth. Mark Kelly, Stu Neal and Jay Daniels having their scrap. Then Toby Owen, Andrew Gillone and Brendan Van Heeden having their three-way battle for seventh. Three-way battles going on for first, for fourth and for seventh respectively. So they'll just about beat the flag, which is not what Roy Grassi wanted. He wanted it to fall, and he is 10 seconds away from that happening. By the time he hits the line, Gillone, wrong one. Jameson thinking about an inside manoeuvre, and the Cops can't get it done. Sideways as they come through the Cops. Cops gone for the final time in this race. Down towards Mangus. Roy Grassi doing everything he can to keep Alex Jameson at bay. Heavy on the brakes. Roy's gone for the very tight line. Is Jameson going to get the run on him? But down Wellington Straight. Arthur's, yes, he is. On board still with Gary Cooper as we watch the battle for the lead come to its conclusion. But who is going to win out? Jameson's drawn alongside, going into Brooklands. Can he outbrake Roy Grassi? He wants the inside line for Luffield. I can't quite hold it. But he has forced Roy Grassi to the outside line. Bit of a door bang going on there. But Jameson is still carrying the penalty. All this will be for naught, unfortunately, for Alex Jameson. But over the line, Jameson is going to take the flag. But the win is still going to go to Roy Grassi. There it is, Roy Grassi. And then detonation at the end. Well, you can do what you like with your cars after that. Roy Grassi takes the win. Alex Jameson in second place and Gary Cooper in third. Wowee. And then with the penalties, Jay Daniels elevated up into fourth place. Unfortunately, we couldn't see all the battles resolve, as quite frankly I needed to keep an eye on the winner. Mark Kelly in fifth place. Stu Neal in sixth, much more improved from race one. Toby Owen fends off the advances of Andrew Gillone and holds on to seventh. Then Mr. Gummy Bear. Gumtree is a publication here in the UK. It's Brendan Van Eden in ninth. Quentin Chauvetot rounds out the top 10. Mark Burton in 11th. Didn't quite get a chance to read out the rest. Whew, straight alive. All right, let's catch up with that. Then Mark Burton 11. Aaron Large. Well, how his race completely unfolded. In 12th, David Moore 13. Jason Powell in 14th position. And Colin Dunn in 15th. We lost Miles Dixon earlier in the proceedings. Goodness me. What a way to get this season underway. I'm sure there'll be some chatting with the stewards post-race. Okay, now it's going to be a bit of a break, and then we will be switching over to race 2 for the AM selection. Bear in mind, we do have Pro and AM in this series, so we're always looking for new people to come in and get involved. So if you think you're liking what you're seeing and you feel like having a crack at it, find VTCC on Facebook. Toby Owen is the guy that is leading the way. We're always welcoming new drivers. So now is the time for me to change lobby. And we'll be back with you as soon as we can. So there's going to be a few minutes break between now and when we get the third race of the night, second race for the AM lobby. Of course, we couldn't see the first one as that was going on when we were keeping an eye on the pros. So then race number 2 is going to be the random grid for the AM category. And I'll be back with you as soon as I can. Before we head over to see how the AMs are doing, we have been joined by almost race winner, but the current champion nonetheless, Alex Jameson. Hello to you, sir.
Good evening.
Well, you had a lot of fighting to do, didn't you?
Yeah, it was it's been lots of fun this evening. Enjoying it. Trying to get to grips with the front-wheel drive car for this season. Not BMW like last season, so yeah, it's a bit of a challenge learning it, but yeah, having good fun at the same time.
Getting to grips, that's quite a statement. That seems to be rather part of the challenge, it looks like from our perspective.
Yeah, well, the grip's probably the thing that's lacking. This car is just sideways the entire time. It's hilarious to drive. But yeah, the racing's been very clean so far. Had some good battles with some of the guys in the field. Yeah, good competition this season, it looks like.
If only it wasn't for that pesky penalty, and then that victory would have been yours. So what happened in race 1? It didn't quite go your way, even though you were still towards the top. But it looked like you were struggling a bit more, certainly in the first race.
Yeah, the first lap of race 1 went a bit haywire. I just got tangled up in a bit of a mess, and then got a bit of a swapper on myself, and just sort of dropped back into the field. And then it was just a case of having to work your way through without causing accidents or being involved in somebody else's one. So yeah, that definitely hampered my progress a bit. But to be honest, also still completely learning the car. Sort of every lap I'm doing, kind of feeling a bit more comfortable with it. Haven't done a huge amount of preparation. So, but yeah, the race 2 with that penalty, it was unfortunate, but it is what it is. I actually had kind of forgotten about it. I sort of got it halfway through the race, and then was so focused on hunting down the top 2 guys that it hadn't even crossed my mind when I crossed the line. I was like, yeah, I remember I got that 1 second penalty. But yeah, it was still brilliant battle. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, I certainly did. My voice is dying trying to scream and keep up with you. So what prompted the change to the front wheel drive? Was it just to kind of show that you could do both the rear and the front wheel drive?
No, to be honest, I think just looking at the world record time trial times for the Renault on a default setup versus the BMW on a default setup this season with the tracks we've selected, the Renault is just so much faster, and I didn't want to sort of end up getting frustrated being in a slower car. For me personally, being up at the front and fighting for wins is part of the enjoyment I get out of this. I get, for lots of people, just taking part and having some good dice is sort of all they need, and I completely respect that. It's probably a nicer way to go about it, but for me, being up at the front and contending for wins is sort of where I get my enjoyment from. So yeah, with that in mind, I was like, well, I'll go into what should be the faster car for the season.
Well, goodness me, we very much look forward to your progress. So I'm sure we'll be speaking to you again, and best of luck for the remaining round of this evening for the pros. Thank you very much, Alex Jameson.
Yes, thank you very much. Bye bye.
Right, it is now time to load in for the AM category. Now, unfortunately, I don't know the result of race number 1, but we are loading into the lobby nonetheless. So let's turn off the images and head down to trackside. This ought to be interesting. Yeah, looking forward to this. I always do, just in case you couldn't tell by my impossible amount of screaming. I will no doubt be told off by my family for being too loud, but that is the nature of being a commentator, I'm afraid. Now, so what's going to happen here is we will be watching race 2 from the AM category, whilst the pros have a bit of a break. Let me just remind myself of the schedule. So, yeah, we're going to be watching race 2 whilst the pros do their qualifying for the third race, their third race of the night. So they'll be starting their qualifying in a few minutes. We'll be watching the random grid for the AM category, and then we'll switch back over and watch both race 3s as pros, and then shortly followed by the AMs. So, it's Sean Morton up at the front for the AMs, followed by King-Kodiak, a new joiner for this season. So they'll have row number 1. Mark Holmes is a stalwart of this series, and Finley Swarbrick, I believe, is new to the VTCC. He was with us in the Clio Cup. There's also one of our streamers, King-Kodiak, Finley Swarbrick, and I confess I've forgotten the third one. Oh wow, they're getting on with it. So Kev Straw, McRae Williams in row 3. Let's quickly run through this. Harry McVitie and Andrew Whitehead row 4. Matt Webb and the Kinky One row 5. Can't go through all of them before the race gets underway. Here we go then. Wind them up and let them go. Lots of shuffling going on as you imagine. A storming start from that BMW. My goodness, I don't think I believe that's Zimmerman flying through the middle of the pack, and Kiki Mack has taken the lead. Whoa, that's someone flying huge after. Oh no, Alice Hughes. Again, newcomer to these passes, had a big trouble. She's hoping to get underway. Carl Alden in the blue car at the back of the field. All kinds of swapping going on. Don't know where to look to try and keep up with the action, but Kiki Mack is beginning to stretch their legs up front. Look at the amount of side-by-sides. There's no way I can keep up with all of them. Sean Morton 2. Finley Swarbrick, he looks like he's going to go into second position, which he does. Look at that. It's Andrew Whitehead. Was the BMW boosted is about right. He's had an absolute storming start. Now up into 4th place as Sean Morton gets the tail of the Renault. Very much wiggling around. McRae Williams, barges his way through as that's Whitehead's BMW. That is, squeezing someone. I think that was Mark Holmes that just got squeezed now in his BMW. Right behind him is Harry McVitie in the Renault. My goodness me, look at that. 1.5 seconds is the lead that Kiki Mack has. McRae Williams with a track limit penalty already. We've only just finished lap 1. That's impressive. Oh, big incident. Holmes is off. Is that Carl Bent? I think is also gone. That's Alden. He's still going. Who was caught up in that? Mark Holmes, Harry McVitie, and I think Whitehead. Yes, Andrew Whitehead. Oh no, from that absolute stormy start. 2 of the BMWs from the side of the back of the field. Finley Swarbrick now with a track limit penalty. 2.5 seconds is the gap that Kiki Mack has now got. Finley Swarbrick. Whoa, Sean Morton trying to outbrake Finley Swarbrick coming through Brooklands and into Luffield. Finley Swarbrick still holding on the second. Sean Morton 3rd. No, Sean Morton now 4th. That's a great move from McRae Williams on the exit of Luffield to come up into 3rd place. Nicely done. Kev Straw is being hounded by our hobby lows, Chris Callahan. We saw those two last season as well. Callahan thinking about an inside manoeuvre coming into Cops. Doesn't quite pull it off though. Adam Bent, he's forgotten to change his game attack. And that's a glorious livery he's got. Right behind him is the Kinky One, who preferred to be known as his game attack. I'll leave you to judge that for yourself. But Carl Alden right behind him. Love the livery on the blue number 9. And then Alice Hughes, from being last only a lap or so ago, is now back up into 10th. What a stormy recovery there. There's Mark Harrison, who is following the recovering Andrew Whitehead. Then it's Harry McVitie in 12th. And there is Byron Zimmerman leading that particular quartet. Quintet, beg your pardon. Look at this, Chris Callahan on the back of a great scrap here. Right ahead of him, Sean Morton, Kev Straw, and up to 4th place. With that is McRae Williams trying to hound Finley Swarbrick for 2nd place. Fastest lap now in the hands of Kev Straw, 58.8. That's not that far off what the pros were managing. So fair play to them. Look at the side-by-side going on behind. Sean Morton's lost the position to Chris Callahan. Everyone is fighting absolutely everywhere. That is part of the joy of this season. Oh no, Mark Holmes is in after that big incident. And Tobias Eriksson is in. We haven't really seen Tobias so far, but he is in the pits as well. That's the view from Andrew Whitehead. He's got, that is McVitie, Zimmerman and Hughes in this particular quartet going on. Chris Callahan in the fastest sector 2 time. There he is chasing down Kev Straw. He's managed to gap Sean Morton by about 1.2. That is impressive so quickly. But look at McRae Williams all over the back of Finley Swarbrick. Change of position going on further down. The 3.3 seconds. Kiki Mack up front. Just about to see Kiki at the top of the shot there. In the white Renault. A very Renault heavy field this one. Well then, McRae Williams loving life getting the tail of that Renault to really explore the limits. On board with Kev Straw as he's trying to get in the slipstream of McRae Williams, who in turn is in the slipstream of Finley Swarbrick. Kev Straw goes to the inside lines. They're coming up towards Brooklands. He's gone for it. He's going to try and outbrake McRae Williams side by side coming through Brooklands. He's to get it done before Luffield. Oh, he tried to get the move done, but he ran out of room to shut the door. Here comes McRae Williams again. Oh, another minute door back in. Oh, well held, McRae Williams. But here comes Callahan. He's got Straw. Can he get McRae Williams as well? Yes, he can. Or can he? Side by side towards Cops to start another lap. Swarbrick is enjoying that one going on. Chris Callahan does get it done and is now up into third place. Wow, my goodness, that's not done though. There's Kev Straw almost drawing side by side with McRae Williams now. Into Maggots. Into the cut through. Callahan goes to bit deep. No change of position just yet. Whew. My word. Sean Morton's had a problem. He's dropped to 7th position. Kinky one ahead of him up into 6th place. Right behind Carl Lawton. Then it's Adam Bent, followed by Alice Hughes. It's difficult to identify which is which from that long angle, but that one is Adam Bent into the middle of the shot. Who's interestingly, oh, that is yeah, that's a very rearranged BMW of Mark Holmes getting out of the way. I was a bit confused there. Jumping back up to this amazing battle for 2nd place, as whilst these guys are full fort, they've reeled in Finley Swarbrick, and Kiki Mack up front is just loving life. 5.3 seconds to the good. There he is, and can just do his own thing, hit his own marks, and just swan off into the distance. Oh, Kev Straw, he's completely overcooked that. Missed the breaking point for the cut through. Kinky one is through into 5th place. Sean Morton goes through into 6th. Carl Alden 7th. And here comes Adam Bent. Oh, Adam's overcooked that as well. Oh, Kev Straw. Well, that was dramatic. So that now allows McRae Williams to concentrate on those ahead of him, which is Chris Callahan. He's trying to get on the inside of Luffield. Can't quite get it done, or can he? No, not quite. Matt Webb gets his name on the penalty board. Also, yeah, Swarbrick's got a penalty. 4-second penalty. My goodness, Matt Webb and Adam Bent also get on the penalty board. We saw how easy it is with the pros. Also in the background there is the Kinky one. He wants to get involved in this battle for 2nd place. And the more these three fight, the more likely they are to draw him in. Kev Straw has just gone up ahead of Sean Morton into 7th place. Adam Bent is on the back of that particular battle as well. Oh, and that Sean Morton's gotten all out of place. Here comes Adam Bent and Kev Straw as well. Nice move there from Adam Bent to claim 2 positions in 2 corners. Up into 7th, but can he hold it? It's going to be the big question. As we saw in the pro lobby, lots of side-by-side, lots of fighting going on throughout the field. Mark Harrison has moved up to the 14th position. He's having an argument with Mark Webb, I think it is. That's an inside manoeuvre into Brooklands for Adam Bent. Oh, sorry, on Adam Bent from Kev Straw. Sean Morton's gone all out of shape. Here comes, well, Alice Hughes isn't the BMW behind. That is Mark Holmes trying to stay out of people's way. There's Harry McVitie on the back of Alice Hughes, but with that mistake that Sean Morton's just made, that battle is really condensing. Yeah, blue flag, Mark Holmes trying to find a place to get out of the way, which he now does. He's not obliged to jump off the circuit and ruin his own race entirely, but he can't block for too long. The Callahan! Oh, Chris Callahan's gone off exactly where Kev Straw did. Not quite as dramatically as he did, but he's gone off and lost a whole load of time. So the Kinky one now up into 4th place on the back of Finley Swarbrick, who's lost 2nd place to McRae Williams. Here comes Kinky one trying to get into the podium spot, which he does. Finley Swarbrick now down into 4th place, having been in 2nd for so long. And has now gone deep into Luffield. Finley Swarbrick now on the inside, trying to reclaim that 3rd spot. Which he does manage to do. So now coming through Woodcote, Kinky one trying to reclaim it. Still side by side as they're now on to the start finish straight again. Finley Swarbrick's going to have the inside line coming into Cops. What's they going to be able to do? Kinky one falls into line behind Finley Swarbrick. Of course, Finley and McRae Williams carrying penalties. McRae's now got 2 seconds on the board. Wow, goodness. Still side by side as they're coming into Maggots. We can't see Finley Swarbrick, but he is to our right. No, he's now behind us. No, it's still side by side. Actually, we will watch from Chris Callahan because he's got a great ringside seat, although quite a way back. And King-Kodiak's actually gotten ahead of Finley Swarbrick. There's Byron Zimmerman now gets on the penalty board. Whew, now I have an opportunity to catch my breath. That was another one, I think. No, that was Harry Muviti moving up into 10th position. Oh my goodness, Sean Morton. He's falling badly through the field. Whether he's letting people go, whether he's got a big problem with that car, not entirely certain. As we see, Harry McVitie still arguing with Alice Hughes. Now over 9th position as they've just relieved Sean Morton of that particular spot. And then Bent nailed to the back of Kev Straw in the background. That trio we've just been talking about. Finley Swarbrick still trying to hang on to the back of the kinky one. Which is a weird sentence to say in any context. There is McRae Williams. Just to remind you, Kiki Mack having a pretty quiet race. Still keeping the pace up, but just minding his own business. Now to put a lap on, I think is that Webb? No, it's Mark Holmes. Mark Harrison, beg your pardon. Wrong Mark. That one's Mark Holmes. Although Mark Harrison is catching the back of Matt Webb in the chattering, as I call it, the talking Renault. That front bumper nattering away. Goodness me. And Sean Morton. Alice Hughes is... What's happened here? Oh, Harry McVitie's fallen behind Sean Morton. That's what's happened. So he's made a mistake whilst trying to challenge. Is he going slowly? Well, he did not... That's Mark Holmes has just gone past him. He did not need to do that. Not sure what's gone on with... I wonder if he's got a technical trouble, is Harry McVitie. Finley Swarbrick still trying to hang on to the back of the kinky one for that 3rd spot, but he does have that penalty to overcome. Chris Callahan behind him has also got a penalty. So 2 seconds for McRae, 4 for Finley, 2 for Chris. So that hasn't really changed a lot in the last few laps. 3 minutes to go. And that's Adam Bent and Kev Straw side by side. Adam to our left, Kev to the right. Gets the Kev in the Leeds Racing squad. Oh, Adam Bent trying to... Well, I don't know if he attempted to move across. It's just I think he got a bit of a swapper on and ended up flying across the track, nearly into the side of Kev Straw. But they live to find another day. Give it to the kinky one. He is quick. He's really decimating that gap between himself and McRae Williams. Could he do it in time? Could do. Be careful with the sentence, but riding on board with the kinky one. That's why I prefer real names, if I'm entirely honest. I suppose I'm old school in that respect. But can't deny he's doing a great old job. He doesn't have a penalty either. Neither does our race leader, Kiki Mack, who, whilst has lost a bit of pace, has got some traffic around him. Adam Bent is still having his fight with Kev Straw. Kev ahead of him now. We saw them battling earlier on. A little bit behind him. Sean Morton is falling a little bit off the back of Alice Hughes. Car already behind him is not Harry McVitie. That's the yellow one. The yellow Renault you can see. That's a BMW unlapping itself. Oh, Sean Morton is all over the place. He is struggling badly. Matt Webb, I just saw. Oh, he's had trouble down at Cops. He's going to lose another few positions. There's Harry McVitie, who is closing in on the very much struggling Sean Morton. There's a BMW in there. Is that Mark Holmes? Yes, it is. So Mark Holmes unlapping himself from people, which is entirely allowed to do. A car may unlap itself as long as it does not impede the car it's unlapped itself from, which he most certainly isn't. Adam Bent still continuing to chase Kev Straw. Kiki one falling a little bit off the back of McRae Williams, but not by much. The gap up front is shrinking, but not quick enough for Kiki Matt to lose the lead as he crosses the line for the penultimate time. In this crazy, crazy race, the random grids tend to be a very interesting race. Actually, Kiki Mack picked up the pace a little bit and extended the gap by only about a tenth over Gray Williams. And Kiki won 3rd. Finley was all but 4th. Oh, who flew off the road? Who was that flew off the road? Don't know who it was. Oh, that's Mark Holmes having a bit of an argument with someone. Oh, it was Matt Webb. Carefully you rejoin! That could have been nasty. Oh dear, oh dear. Not going well for Matt Webb at the moment. Well, this action-packed race is going to be drawn to a close 15 seconds before the checker flag falls. King-Kodiak is not likely to beat the flag from there, or, well, is he? He could actually back off to make sure the checker flag falls before he gets there. Doesn't look like he's going to. Answer is... Oh, he had a second. He had a second on the clock until the he tried to. Look at his lap time, 1:01.1. He was trying to back off, but that's actually allowed McRae Williams to really close in the gap, and the Kinky one as well. So I think King-Kodiak was trying to make the checker flag fall and didn't back off enough. Oh, that's deep for McRae. He's left the door open for the Kinky one to come through into second place. He was going to inherit it anyway because of the penalties, but it looks like it's going to happen on track. King-Kodiak is done enough to hold on to the lead. Can McRae Williams fend off the Kinky one for second place? No, it doesn't look like he's going to. Oh, that door was a little bit open. McRae trying to come through it. Your winner for the AM class in race 2 is King-Kodiak. Brilliantly driven. Absolutely flawless, but here comes the Kinky one. He is going to fend off McRae Williams to take the second place on track. You flash your lights. You have earned it. Very nicely done. Finley Swarbrick is going to cross the line in 4th. Is he going to hold on to it? I think he might do. No, Chris Callahan does indeed inherit 4th position from Finley Swarbrick. Carl Alden will take 6th. Kev Straw is going to fend off Adam Bent for 7th place. Alice Hughes has been under pressure for so long, was last at the beginning part of the race and has fought her way through to 9th place. Brilliantly driven, well done. Fought off Harry McVitie for that 9th spot. There's Sean Morton 11th. Here comes Andrew Whitehead in the battered BMW for 12th place. Byron Zimmerman is going to take 13th. Mark Holmes has already finished. Tobias Eriksson has already crossed the line, as has Mark Harrison. Mark Harrison has buried his car, has just ditched his car on the side. Thank you for that, Rick Wales. Kiki and Kinky are teammates, so that is a 1-2 for their team. That explains why they're in the white livery. Who are we waiting for? Someone has parked it, and I bet you Mark Harrison's parked it without crossing the line. Either way, the timer has run out. Oh, excuse me for blowing my nose. So then, Kiki Mac, the Kinky one, McRae Williams are the podium 3 for this race. Chris Callahan 4, Finley Swarbrick 5, Carl Alden in 6th, Kev Straw 7th, Adam Bent in 8th, Alice Hughes 9, Harry McVitie in 10th, Sean Morton 11th, Byron Zimmerman 12th. Andrew Whitehead in 12th, I can't read. Then Byron in 13th, Mark Holmes 14th, Tobias Eriksson 15th, Mark Harrison 16th, and Matt Webb. He was the one that didn't cross the line. Mark Harrison also failed to finish. Oh, wowee. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So, what is going to happen now is we will have a short break, and then we will catch up with race number 3 for the pros, and, of course, the AMs. Now, due to the nature of the way that this is structured, this does not mean the interface will look a little bit different to what we have seen. It'll still function, it just won't look quite as clean. That's because I won't be able. Wasn't in when the lobby started. It just simply means that it will not look quite as nice as it has done before. But let's jump in straight away. Oh, excuse me, I would choose now to get a coal, wouldn't I? Now then, so I'm rejoining the pro lobby, so we're going to be getting the end of their qualifying perhaps. Oh no, thankfully I will get the director role for the pro lobby because it's actually the same lobby. No, I was slightly too late, unfortunately, so we will catch up with the pro lobby after their qualifying is finished, and then we will get on to their third and final race of the night. Don't go anywhere because I think this is going to be amazing as well. Here we go then. Race number 3, and oh my. It's very wet. I'd actually forgotten that. But it's Jameson on the front row with Jason Powell this time. Well. Now this ought to be interesting. Stu Neal, nice effort there up in 3rd place. With Mark Burton in 4th. It is Mr. Country's Brendan Van Heeden in 5th. We've lost another from this race. I knew that Brad O'Nions hadn't returned. We've lost another. Mark Kelly is going to be joining Brendan on row 3. Aaron Large and Andrew Gillone, not a great qualifying for the BMW pair on row 4. Jay Daniels and David Moll in row 5. Roy Grassi and Gary Cooper, the Cooper Motorsports pair, down there in row 6. Toby Owen and Colin Dunn in row 7. And Quintin Chauvetot at the tail of the field. Then for the final time in the pro lobby, let's get this race underway. I have resumed the director role, so the interface looks the same. It is time to wind them up and let them go. Now then, who's going to be bravest on the brakes and the power? The BMW is about a stormy. So who's that? That's storming through the middle. It was Burton. Mark Burton has flown through the field up into 2nd place. Wow, what a cracking start for the, I think it was 4th row BMW. Jameson is in the lead, and there is big lock-up from Burton as they come into the cut-through. He's ahead of Powell there. You can say, oh no, beg your pardon, that's Brendan Van Heeden has just taken that 3rd spot. All the cars are side by side, kicking up all the spray in the world. Alex Jameson has done exactly what he needs to do for now. Burton 2, Brendan Van Heeden 3. That's a 3 wide coming into Brooklands. Oh no, big problem. That's Brendan sideways. He's managed to correct it somehow. Big bang on the door from Powell. My goodness, it is all over the place. But Brendan has just about managed to survive. He can't quite hold on to 3rd. Powell has got 3rd position. Burton is through to 2nd. Aaron Large is side by side with Stu Neal. It feels like he's side by side with everybody. Stu Neal all the way down into 6th place from starting from the front row. And David Moll up to 7th, but just earned himself a penalty. Gillone, I think he's just trying to mind his own business. That's the view from the Scotsman's BMW nose. All the spray in the world and trying to maintain traction as he's big on the brakes coming into the cut through. That was David Moll. I think that's got that one a little bit wrong. He's just lost 7th place. Roy Grassi behind them. There's a cone going for a bit of an excursion. Toby Owen's fallen all the way to the back of the field. The wet weather condition doesn't suit everybody. And that's a penalty on the board for Jason Powell now. Not entirely surprised. It's very difficult to stay in the bounds of the white lines when you're fighting this hard. There is Jason Powell, the inside of Brendan Van Heeden, coming through Luffield. And Aaron Large has fought his way through the field and is trying to relieve Brendan Van Heeden in 4th place. He's going to do on the inside of Woodcote. There is Gillone now starting to get the hammer down and trying to find himself some clean space. As, Jameson is now under a lot of pressure. There's Burton. Now, the BMWs apparently do have a bit of a kind of traction advantage in the wet. Although, again, I'm sure that's not how you drive it. That's too deep. That's very, very deep into the cut-through. This is surely an opportunity for Burton. No, Mark Burton could not draw alongside. Look at this. That is literally the whole field, separated by less than 6 seconds. It's 1st to 15th. No major catastrophes this time. That's Gillone. He's managed to get past Aaron Large. He's now in 4th, trying to relieve Jason Powell of that 3rd place, which he does manage to do just before he gets to Luffield. Nicely done in the Scottish flavoured BMW. Aaron Large now side by side. Jason Powell has now fallen to 5th place. It is, that can go anywhere. Oh, Jameson has just lost the lead too. Mark Burton, here comes Gillone again. Can he try and banzai them on the inside of Cops? He does. Wow, my goodness. Alex Jameson, in the blink of an eye, has gone from 1st to 3rd, but he's not giving up on that 2nd spot. Side by side with Gillone. Can't see through everybody. Gillone's got the right-hand side of the picture and just manages to shut the door on Gillone. Burton has just lost the lead to Andrew Gillone. He went too deep into the cut-through, and Andrew Gillone now leads the way. But my goodness me, he's being chased by a pack of piranhas trying to defend that inside line coming into Brooklands from Mark Burton, who's having an absolute stormer of a race. Disastrous first race for Burton. and he is making up for it in spades as they swing their way through Luffield. Oh, that's the inside of the Luffield for Aaron Large. Well, the very few BMWs in the series, and we've got a BMW 1, 2, 3 at the moment in the wet weather conditions. That would rather confirm that the Beamers do have a bit of an advantage in the wet, as it did look like there was a bit of a flash of the lights there from Burton to try and put off Andrew Gillone. Well, one, good luck with that. Andrew Gillone's very much a veteran of these parts, but yeah, that's a little bit naughty. You're not supposed to use your lights for that. Your lights are only really supposed to be used for letting someone know you're about to lap them. But look at that, and BMW 1, 2, 3, Gillone leads, Burton leads Large. Alex Jameson he's fallen off the back of Andrew Lars a little bit, in fairness. He's not having a good time, but then there is a bit of a gap between the of Roy Grassi, who's worked his way up to 5th place. Great effort there, and that's David Moll on the inside. Oh, that was a big move from David Moll. Whether he meant to do it like that or not, who knows. Big old scrap going on back here. Moll is side by side with Brendan Van Heeden coming into Luffield. And that one just about resolves itself. Or does it for the South African? No, he's very slow. Oh my goodness, that was Chauvetot. There was a bit of trying a little bit optimistically to get past Brendan Van Heeden. And he remains in 8th position. But right behind him is Jason Powell, who's fallen all the way down to 9th place. Oh dear, oh dear. Blindingly quick in the drive. It's not having such a good time in the wet. Chauvetot's gone through on Powell. But the top 3 have just been Alex Jameson. Well, goodness me. David Moll, another track limit penalty. And that's Jay Daniels having an argument now. Oh no, Powell's wide. Oh, gets a big punch in the face there from Gary Cooper. Oh dear, Gary, it was a tad brutal. That's the view from Colin Dunn. Oh, Jason Powell, what a shame for him. Started so well, but it's now going to come down to wooden spoon avoidance. Andrew Gillone just doing his own thing up front. Oh, Burton getting a bit sideways there. 6th position, so hotly contested between Brendan Van Heeden, David Moll, and Quinton I keep getting this name wrong. Chauvetot. That doesn't tell us anything. Let's go for that one. That's David Moll on the left-hand side. Oh, don't go 3 wide in the wet at Cops. And they don't, thankfully. But David Moll's left out, hung out to dry on the outside there. He's going to lose a couple of positions. There is Jake Daniels trying to do something about it as well. Oh, bit of a touch there on the 31. My goodness. Oh, it's a good problem to have when you've got too much to shout about. Great scrap. I mean, this is literally the rest of the field. That is absolutely amazing. From 6th down to Colin Dunn in last. It's just that lot. Well, 5th really, but Roy Grassi beginning to get a bit of a gap between himself and the chasing Brendan Van Heeden, who, oh no, that's trouble for Moll. Well, I think it's trouble for Moll. Oh, 3 wide coming through Luffield. Oh my goodness me, you're going to give me a heart attack at this race, fellas. Oh, again, still 3 wide as Gary Cooper gets a bit of a nudge from David Moll there. Who's now on the back of Jay Daniels, right behind them, Toby Owen and Stu Neal. What a shame for Stu Neal. Started so well, just plummeted through the field. Right behind him, Mark Kelly did very, very well in the previous race with the dry parts of the season. Powell is just trying to avoid the wooden spoon at this rate now. Well, as is Colin Dunn, but Colin has had that wooden spoon spot. But look at this! The BMW trio just up front and running away. Now Gillone's lost that lead. Well, he hasn't lost the lead, but that gap has just vanished between himself and Burton. On board with Aaron Large as Burton tries to dive on the inside. That's going to push Gillone wide. But Gillone just about manages to wrestle that Scottish flavoured Beamer back up into the lead. Burton was just too ambitious on the brakes coming into Brooklands. But Aaron Large, can he swing around the outside of Luffield and work it? Yes, he can. Aaron Large now in 2nd place from Mark Burton. And unbelievably, Roy Grassi is getting to the back of, there he is, Alex Jameson. Where on earth has all his pace gone? He's 3 seconds, 3.5 seconds or so behind this battle for the lead. It's going to be difficult for me to look anywhere else other than this battle for the lead, in fairness. Colin Dunn, it looks like he's fallen. Oh no, beg your pardon, it's Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly's in trouble. He's fallen off the back of the rest of the field. Look at that lot. That pack's still pretty heavily condensed. My goodness. Aaron Large was taking a very tight line through that cut through. He's getting very close again. Let's jump on board with now Mark Burton, the third of these three BMWs. I confess this is my personal choice of the touring cars. I absolutely adore this BMW. But she's lively. Oh, Burton! You just rather proved my point there. Perfect timing, sir, but that's going to cost him a whole handful of time. That's going to allow Andrew Gillow and Aaron Large, I'll get the right names out in the right order in a minute, to dance off a little bit into the distance, but Aaron Large is having an absolute stormer at the moment. Gary Cooper's just dethroned Jay Daniels for 9th position. There's David Moll, actually. We saw him falling earlier on. Look at that, side by side, Powell and Neal. Is Jason Powell beginning to make some progress through the field? Oh, not by locking up into Copse, you won't. But does manage to work his way past Stu Neal. There's Colin Dunn on the back of that particular pack. There is Mark Kelly. And Moll has just lost a position to Gary Cooper. On their way down to the cut through, Gary Cooper on the inside line. David Moll trying to power his way through. He's going to be run out of road there. And sure enough, that is exactly what he did. And slightly further up front, Shobito has got a great ringside seat for Roy Grassi to do an outside manoeuvre. Oh, he just ran out of traction. That was a shame. That looked like he got it done, did Roy Grassi. The outside of Alex Jameson, but Jameson just holding his line. Whoa, that's a big twitch as well from Roy Grassi. Now under pressure from Quintus Shobito. Can't get the move done though. Roy Grassi holds on to 5th position. Oh, it looks on the inside, coming down towards Cox, but doesn't quite get it done. Keeping an eye on the leaders. And did Burton close in a bit? Not really. That's the answer to that. They are pretty much lapping within a few tenths of each other. Shobito closes in a bit on Roy Grassi. 2 untoward. Colin Dunn has just moved up to 12. He's managed to get past to Neal. He's gone deep though. 3 wide coming into the cut through. Neal, Dunn and Powell. My goodness, that's Mark Kelly has closed back up on him. Quick look at the penalty check. 2 for Moll, 1 for Powell. That's the only penalties we've got on the board. And that sadly is going to see Jason Powell to the back of the field, which is really unjust as he's had a... the results haven't really reflected how quick he's been. So hopefully he'll have a bit more luck as the season progresses. Up front though, Aaron Large continues to keep the pressure on Andrew Gillow, less than a tenth between all the 3 of their lap times actually, between Gillow, Large and Burton. Shobito on the back of Roy Grassi still. That's giving Alex Jameson a little bit of breathing space with less than 3 minutes to go. We still have one more race after this. We still have the 3rd race from the Amps to conclude. This race has absolutely flown by. Well, certainly has for me. I'm sure it may not feel that way for some of those that have struggled a little bit. Jay Daniels on the back of Toby Owen, on the back of David Moll, on the back of Gary Cooper in this particular quartet. Mark Kelly has just gone past Stu Neal. You can see at the top of the shot, that's Powell now at the top, head rather, of that particular pack. And that's all wooden spoon avoidance. That's the battle for 12th place going on between those 4. Oh, getting very squiggly from Mark Kelly. Jason Powell holding on to that 12th spot. Stu Neal falling into 14th. Oh, Aaron Large was a 10th quicker there. And Mark Burton was 3 tenths quicker than Andrew Gillow that time around. So I don't think the battle with the lead is concluded. Excuse me for coughing. Look how much opposite log Gillow's having to put into that BMW to get the thing to rotate. It's great fun to do, but when you're under this much pressure, and Aaron Large doing a storming job of keeping Gillow in check. Oh, is Aaron Large in the slipstreams? Are going to try and inside of Brooklyn's? No. No, but is he going to force a mistake for the Scotsman? No. Not quite, but it's brilliantly driven. Absolutely brilliantly driven. Again, trying to keep an eye on all the battles going on. It looks like Roy Grassi and Quinton Chobino have called back up to Alex Jameson. That battle for 4th isn't concluded either. Brendan Van Heeden and Gary Cooper having an argument for 7th place. Behind them, another 3-way fight. David Moll, Toby Owen and Jay Daniels continue their scrap for 9th place. And even this four-way battle. Oh no, that's Kelly! And Mark Kelly had a massive tank slapper on. I think it helped a little bit with a tap from Stu Neal, but Stu couldn't really avoid that, in fairness. That has given Jason Powell a bit of breathing space. He might be able to undo that penalty he's carrying. What was his one again? There's a 1 second one, so he may well avoid going to the back of the field. Jumping back up to the top, here comes Aaron Large again on the tail of Gillone. Gillone doesn't feel the need to defend the inside line into Brooklands. And again, they just kind of do their own thing, working their way through the puddles. And keep their race going. That's Shobito underneath the rear wing of Roy Grassi. Absolutely amazing stuff. Oh, is Roy going to try and cut underneath Alex Jameson? Alex shuts that door, but Alex's car is all over the place, trying to get the traction out from Luffield. And Gillone has crossed the line. Not that he had a choice, he was pushed over the line. The checkered flag is going to fall. And it falls now. Final lap of this race. Oh, Shobito trying to get the inside line run there on Cops. But Roy Grassi was having none of that. Here comes Jameson. He tries to shut the door. Oh, side by side as well for Brendan Van Heeden and Gary Cooper. Can't look absolutely everywhere at the same time as Shobito gets very, very close to Roy Grassi. Can't quite get it done. Let's jump back up to the lead. You can't see from that camera. Look at Aaron Large still pushing Andrew Gillone along the road as they come through Brooklands for the final time into Luffield. How is this going to shake out? Oh, I thought Gillone may have overcooked that, but no, he knows exactly what he's doing. So then, your winner for race number 3 here at Silverstone, it's the Scottish Flavour BMW of Andrew Gillone. Aaron Large takes second, Mark Burton third. Alex Jameson is just, and only just, going to fend off Roy Grassi for 4th place. And Quinton Shobito was right there to follow them home in 6th. Gary Cooper is just about going to keep Brendan Van Heeden at bay when he took that position in the final laps of the race. 7th, Gary Cooper. 8th, Brendan Van Heeden. 9th was David Moll, but Toby Owen is going to inherit that one. Jay Daniels 10, David Moll 11, and Jason Powell hangs on to that 12th position. Colin Dunn was 13th position. Stu Neal 14th, and Mark Kelly at the tail of the field. Holy moly, that was something spectacular. And we have one more to do. We have got the AM lobby now, which should be coming to the end of their qualifying session. Let's jump over to their lobby. You'll hear me bouncing around the menus, trying to do exactly that. Where are they? Let's see. Now, I'm assuming that I'm probably going to be... Because if they follow the schedule correctly, and of course there's no reason why they shouldn't, I should be basically slightly too late to join the qualifying session. Let's have a look. Answer is... Yep. So they should be within the last couple of minutes of their qualifying session. So don't go anywhere. One more race to go, and then we'll have a chat with some of our drivers to get their feelings on tonight's wonderful opener to the VTCC Season 2. Don't go anywhere. We should be in for a great finisher to the night. Right then, for the final time of the night, it's King-Kodiak and the King-Kodiak again on the front row for the AMS. Second is Finley Swarbrick and Harry McVitie. Nicely done, Chris Callaghan and McCrae Williams. I did it again, let's get on that camera. In row 3, Byron Zimmerman and Matt Webb in 4th. Adam Bent and Kev Straw, row 5. Carl Alden and Andrew Whitehead in row 6. Mark Holmes and Alice Hughes, row 7th. Sean Moulton and Tobias Eriksson, row 8. And Mark Harrison at the tail of the field. Okay, what an incredible night of racing we've had thus far. And I have no doubt that it's going to be an interesting finish from our AM contingent. Next week it'll be the other way around. We'll start with the AMs and finish with the pros. So just so that it balances out and both sides of the coin get the same amount of exposure. Just about enough time to catch my breath. And sniffle a few times again. Apologies for the cold. Hopefully next time around there'll be a lot less of that. But such is the time of year. Even I'm not immune. Someone better ready up, because if they don't ready up they'll be disqualified. Got 5 seconds to do it. Oh, who's forgotten? Who's had trouble? Yep, somebody did. And I think it was whoever was last has been... Oh, Mark Harrison and Chris Callaghan. Oh, a lobby host. Well, here we go. Time to wind them up and let them go. A little bit of a steady start. Wow, BMW at the back, snaking around trying to get underway. Yep, the Kinky one has had a great start. Has overhauled King-Kodiak into turn 1, into Cops, and away they go. Right. Oh, bit of door banging going on further back. That's someone going for a very exploratory. Oh, Matt Webb has just retired. Oh no, we've lost another one. Oh my goodness me. So Sean Morton all the way to the back. Alice Hughes actually now to the tail of the field. The Kinky one leads King-Kodiak up the front. Looks like everybody managing to kind of stream through. Of course, we've got side by sides going down, but already we've lost 3 already before we've even got to the end of lap 1. Struth alive. What happened to Matt Webb? Didn't really see, but on they go nonetheless. The Kinky one is going to lead the way. King-Kodiak in second. Finley Swarbrick holding on to third place from Harry McVitie, his teammate, in fourth place. There's McCrae. Gary Williams getting a decent run coming through Woodcote. He's going to try an inside manoeuvre into Cops. It looks like it. He's committed to the move. Can he slow it down? No, it looks close from that angle. Let's get on the roof. Well, again, the chase you'll see. No, he has managed to get it done. That is 14th position for McRae. Very nicely done. The Finley's broken away and is right on the tail of King-Kodiak, who was the first to open the penalty board with a 2-second penalty. That could really bite. Looking at how close this field was in race number 2 for the AMS, that could really hurt, especially in the wet. There are a few BMWs in the field. We saw how well the BMWs did in the pro contingent. Let's see if they're able to work their way through the field. Oh, that's King-Kodiak that's gone deep. So did Harry McVitie behind them. And on board there is McRae Williams in 4th position. He wants to get involved in that battle for the lead. He's going the right way about it. It looks like Finley is getting the run on the King-Kodiak here. Over the line. And the King-Kodiak with the fastest lap of the race, obviously this early on, that's not really a surprise. Steady for Finley, not wanting to sail off the road. King-Kodiak got a good run through Copse. Someone locked up and their engine just absolutely died. I suspect that was King-Kodiak, looking at how deep he went into that cut-through corner. And Finley trying to capitalise on it, but Kiki got a great exit from that particular spot as Andrew Whitehead gets ahead of Byron Zimmerman for 7th place. Lots of toing and throwing. Looks like that's Adam Bent here. Oh, was that Harry that's gotten a little bit crossed up? He manages to hold on to. Well, I think he lost a bit of time, but he did manage to hang on to it. There's Andrew Whitehead in the BMW. I think he's the lead BMW from what I can see. Well, I say I assume there's a few more. There's Mark Holmes, and the next one there might actually be the only 2 remaining in this field. There's Kev Straw, Alice Hughes having an argument with the next BMW, which is Tobias Eriksson. Oh dear, Sean Morton is falling and falling heavily through the field. Looks like McRae's on a bit of a charge. Oh, someone getting very crossed up at the top of the shot there. Oh, Byron Zimmerman and Andrew Whitehead side by side, but Byron gets out of that one. Coming down towards the cut through, on board with Whitehead, who gets a little deep as he watches Zimmerman. Oh no, he's side by side with Zimmerman, I beg your pardon. As also Adam Bent and Harry McVitie are having their own side by side argument. We get the chase down, you'll just about see through all the spray as Adam Bent gets his name on the penalty board. Adam slots into 6th place behind Harry McVitie. That's allowed these 4 to break away, and McRae is closing in, it looks like, on the top 3, who are having a hell of a battle. So Kiki's closed back in on the Kiki one by 0.8 of a second last time around. By another 10th to the top 3. Of course, they're all having a great scrap. Oh, that's going to be deep. McRae's not going to get that one turned in. So McRae will have to back out of that to avoid a penalty. It's easier to avoid the penalties in the wet. Although, as you can quite clearly see, you can still get hold of them. 0.6 of a second, 1st to 3rd. None of them wanted to kind of give up on anything. I wouldn't be surprised if King-Kodiak tries to defend against Finley more than attack his teammate. And we'll see. Is Finley going to try to think about an inside manoeuvre coming into Brooklands? No, that door got very much slammed unceremoniously in his face. He's gone a little bit deep as a result of that into Brooklands. There is McRae Williams. Who is very interested in getting involved in this lead battle. Wrestles his car around. As Carl Alden has gone up into 10th position. Oh, he's having an argument with Kev Straw. Coming through Brooklands. Down to left field. Carl Alden's been forced to the outside line. Kev Straw with the tighter lines. Going to be a bit slow on the exit. Still side by side through Woodgate. That's surely going to go in the direction of Kev Straw. Still side by side. They're coming down towards Copse. And that's got to be Kev Straw's line, which it is indeed. Carl Alden is dutifully got out of that. Sean Morton's gone back up to Tobias Eriksson now. Hughes has got herself a bit of breathing space from the BMW. Jumping up to the top 3. There they are, look. Well, in that shot, you can pretty much see the top 8 or 9 or so. That's a view from Finley's car. He'll know that King-Kodiak's got a 2-second penalty, assuming it's still 2 seconds, which it is. Oh, Finley's will be trying to force his way through on the inside of left field. That's never going to work, unfortunately. But he's hanging on in there pretty well. Yeah, King-Kodiak did not have a good lap that time around. Big tail swap, tank slapper from the leader. And yeah, McRae's fallen off the back of this field, unfortunately. He's in danger of being caught up again. Lots of locking up coming into the cut through, which is not surprising. It's very easy to lock up these cars in all these kinds of conditions. And Ben still have an argument. He's alongside Andrew Whitehead as they come through the cut through. The BMW just getting the drive from that turn. He's now chasing off after Harry McVitie for 5th position. Just about see the lead battle actually ahead of them. It's very difficult through the spray. Oh wow. So Finley's been held up here by Kiki, doing the defensive job brilliantly well. Is he going to try? He's a bit too far back to try that move. He thought about it. It was definitely on Finley's mind to try and bounce like. Oh no! Bounce like the inside of Cops, but Kiki was trying. I don't think Kiki tried to brake test Finley there, but Kiki Mac got that one wrong. Finley simply had no way of avoiding impact there. Oh, side by side, that's Whitehead. Is he going to be able to slow that one down? He should be able to get a great drive from that cut through. Trying to cut underneath Harry McVitie. Can't quite get that cut back done. Should have a really decent drive from that cut through corner. It's going to draw alongside Harry McVitie coming up to Brooklands. And he's going to try and get back underneath. He wants the inside line for Luffield ideally. Gets alongside, gives Harry a bit of a nudge, who comes back right the path of Adam Bent. Impact between the two Renaults. That's actually given the BMW the position. Whitehead now up into 5th place, mainly due to McVitie and Adam Bent having a bit of a coming together. I wouldn't be surprised if Harry McVitie might feel a bit aggrieved by that. And the dynamic up front has changed again. That's the kinky one on the inside. Really has had a terrible run from Luffield, and he's been overtaken by Kiki Mac and could well be mugged by Finney Swarbrick here. Oh, and that looked like all 4 wheels off the track. We'll see how the game judges the track limit at that point. So the white Renaults have swapped round. When they finish where they are, it won't make any difference because of the penalty that Kiki Mac is carrying. But Finley is really pressuring hard to try and get the position he wants. He wants the inside of Luffield. That's what he's trying to manoeuvre for. But that door gets shut in his face by the kinky one, and right behind them, McRae Williams is closing in fast. And that's Adam Bent and Harry McVitie still having a side-by-side moment there. Oh no, that's Mark Holmes. Mark Holmes has lost the tail from Luffield, which is so easy to do in these conditions in that car. Oh, that could have gone horribly wrong as he's pushing very hard to try and get back on track. Looking for McRae Williams now as he's catching this battle for the lead. Although saying that, Kiki Mac has got himself a bit of breathing space, but again that penalty just undoes it all as Finley's gone really deep into that cut through. There he's going to lose in time. He had to get out of the gas for that, and that's put McRae Williams right on his tail. Less than 5 minutes to go. Adam Bent has managed to overhaul Harry McVitie, but I doubt those two are done yet. That is a back. Oh, was that Whitehead? No, beg your pardon. There's Andrew Whitehead. Here's the BMW now up into 5th place. Adam Bent fending off Harry McVitie. Coming through Brooklands. Ooh, tail getting lively on Adam's car. That's going to leave the door wide open for Harry McVitie coming through Luffield. Can he get the pound down when he needs it? Not quite. Goodness me, I looked away at the wrong time there because Harry McVitie had a great exit from Luffield on the inside of Woodcote. That is 6th position for the yellow Renault. Nicely done. Oh, Adam thinks about coming straight back at him. That's put Harry off, I think, a little bit coming into Cops. But no, they stay where they are for now. And here's McRae now on this battle. Oh, is he going to get Finley? Finley was way too deep. As there's a battle for 10th going on with Carl Alden, Kev Straw and Alice Hughes. Excuse me. Look at this. Oh, Swarbrick has lost that 3rd place spot to McRae Williams, but is trying to get it back on the inside of Brooklands. He wants really the inside of Luffield because that's a much longer corner, although he's committed to it now. He's going to be hung out to dry, I'd have thought. Yeah, there you go. Although McRae didn't really force the issue, but he did force Finley Swarbrick offline enough to mean he lost momentum. Just over 3 minutes to go. There go the lead pair, King-Kodiak and the King-Kodiak still leading the way. They haven't lost the lead. They started 1 and 2 and they remain 1 and 2. Although I think it was the other way round, where they currently sit. At third place, still very hotly contested. Swarbrick back ahead of McRae Williams before they get down to the cut through. Of course, the more they fight, the more they allow those white Renaults to run off into the distance. And you can see where the water is gathering, but it's not going to gather enough to make too much of a difference between now and the end of the race. Swarbrick just about slows that one down enough to take a good line through Luffield. Byron Zimmerman and Harry McVitie now. Harry now down into 7th place. Following Adam Bent claiming that 6th spot. Oh, that's a bit wide for Zimmerman into Luffield. Wow, look at how this quartet is just split off now into 2 pairs. The White Renault is just running off into the distance now. 2 minutes to go. That's not to say that McRae and Finley won't close that back in. Because McRae, no, unable to close in. But also we know King-Kodiak's going to lose that position. Finley is deep again. That is another time he's gone too deep into that cut through corner. McRae now back up into 3rd position. If they're not careful, they'll fall too far back for that penalty for King-Kodiak to make any difference. That battle for 6th is continuing between Adam Bent and Harry McVitie. Harry piling the pressure on. He wants that position back again. Oh, thank you, Brendan. I just see your comment there. Oh, Byron, don't slam into the back of the yellow Renault. You can hear how I think that was Harry that was having to feather the throttle, try and just get the car to bite, get some any kind of traction through these very, very difficult conditions. 1 minute to go. More the checkered flag falls on board with Finley Swarbrick. Chasing McRae Williams. Great exit from Cobb's corner. They are closing in a little, I think. Yes, they closed in a little bit on the top 2. Not enough. And again, Finley's too deep again into the cut through. You heard as soon as his engine revs died, that's him locking up his wheels. That's going to cost him time. And that has dropped him out of the 2-second range from King-Kodiak, so he's not going to benefit from that position at that range unless he closes in again. Adam Bent, Harry McVitie and Byron Zimmerman still having that argument for 6th position. Oh, Byron's a little bit deep, nothing too bad into Brooklands. He should be able to maintain that position. Oh, that was an unusual line there from McVitie. But he's managed to cut back underneath Adam Bent. Nicely done. Adam could well have... Oh, the race is done! The race is done! I was looking away. The timer ran out. The King-Kodiak is actually going to be declared the race winner due to the penalty. McRae Williams 2nd and King-Kodiak 3rd. Finley Swarbrick was too far back to benefit from that. It's just lost out and only just lost out on the podium spot. Andrew Whitehead in 5th position. Harry McVitie just about holds on for 6th. Byron Zimmerman gains that 7th position due to the penalty for Adam Bent. Mark Holmes 9. Alice Hughes, wow, look what she had. She had that all race long pretty much. Pressure from Carl Alden and Kev Straw. Sean Morton in 13th position. That was rather anticlimactic, unfortunately, because the race ended a bit earlier than I was expecting. But Tobias Eriksson is going to cross the line. We lost 3 cars before lap 1 and then didn't lose any more. So over the line comes Tobias to end tonight's race. Or tonight's racing, I should say. The King-Kodiak takes the top spot with McRae Williams 2, King-Kodiak 3, Finley Swarbrick 4, Andrew Whitehead 5, Harry McVitie in 6, Byron Zimmerman 7, Adam Bent in 8, Mark Holmes 9, Alice Hughes 10, Carl Alden 11, Kev Straw 12, Sean Morton 13, Tobias Eriksson in 14th. We lost Chris Canahan. Chris Canahan seemingly didn't ready up before the session began, which is why he was classed as disqualified. Whoo, my word. What a way to start this season off. All right, then. Oh, I'm utterly exhausted. Right. to see. Now then, at this point, I'm just going to have a look to see who is still around. Actually, in fairness, my voice isn't really likely to hang on any longer. So normally we would do interviews at this point. I'm actually going to wrap up proceedings because my throat and everything can't hold on any longer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for being with us throughout this amazing opening round for the VTCC season number 2. Please do come back to us same time next week for the second round of the proceedings, which is going to be in the short Watkins Glen circuit. There it is. And then there's a break before we head over to Hockenheim for round number 3, and then Bannockbrae for the middle round of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. My name is Chris Buxton. I've been your commentator throughout tonight's racing. Please do come back for more of the same. And if you wanted to get involved, head over to Facebook, find the Virtual Touring Car Cup, the VTCC, and have a chat. Make yourself known. You could well have crazy people like myself shouting about your on-track antics. Until then, thank you very much, and good night.